Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. You may be moving through a major upgrade right now. If you feel like most of the things you've been doing before are not resonating with you anymore, and you feel like a deep call for change, you're moving through a major upgrade. That may seem painful and disturbing at the beginning, confusing in the middle, but fulfilling and rewarding at the end. So what I mean by that? Well, any upgrade is kinda confusing and disturbing, but so rewarding at the end. So at the beginning, when we want to develop a certain new pattern, we firstly need to disturb the old one, right? And often we don't consciously decide that we want to upgrade ourselves, upgrade our understanding, upgrade our intellectual mind and knowledge, upgrade our emotional awareness and intelligence, and upgrade our spiritual energy. We usually don't start that process completely consciously. Most of the time, actually, it starts because of certain challenge that happens in our lives, which puts us to understanding that the purpose of a challenge is to disturb your patterns, right? And that's why each challenge brings you a chance to change, right? Where you can decide, okay, I don't want to do things same way as before, because if I do things same way as before, I will create same results as I already have. So I want to start something new. And that is a sign of a major vibrational upgrade that you may be moving through right now. And if that is happening for you, I just want to remind you that it's completely okay if you feel like you're kinda losing yourself in this process. Every time we move through a certain upgrade, it's a bit unfamiliar because we are moving or transforming into a new version of ourselves, which means that we are becoming a version of ourselves which at some, like a part of us knows that this is what needs to happen. And if we get into an inner state of being completely present, it's a really familiar state because we know who we are. But that other part of us, the ego part of us, is scared of that process because we are transitioning or transforming into a version of us that is not familiar to the ego state of awareness, to the ego consciousness. And this upgrade is not about letting go of ego. We never let go of ego, but we upgrade its consciousness, because ego means self. Ego is not bad, but when we say somebody is egoistic, it means that his or her consciousness is on really low level. So we need to raise its consciousness with the right work, right, with the right practices and right knowledge. And for that, we need to use our own free will to decide, well, I will follow my heart's plan. And heart's plan is that soul purpose, soul mission you've come here. So that puts us to an understanding that the purpose of free will is that we can decide to live a life of constant distraction and entertainment, or we'll decide to serve our purpose. And that's why often people question, is free will actually really free will if we already have a plan, if we already have a purpose? And it's an important question because a free will can allow us to decide that we will initiate that journey of a purpose life, and purpose life will help us and allow us to experience a life of freedom. So the purpose of free will is so we can freely choose to live a life of freedom, right? And because most people don't know that, they choose the easy life. And the easy life is the life of distraction and constant entertainment. So distraction and constant entertainment is pulling us away from the life of freedom. And that's something important to understand, because if you found out for yourself right now that a life of distraction, constant distraction from unpleasant emotions, from discomfort, from what you don't like, and constant seeking for entertainment is not fitting you anymore, it means that you're upgrading. It means that you're ascending on that vibrational spectrum and you're becoming more of yourself. And this is a disturbing phase, right? In alchemy, it's also called the white phase. It's the phase of purification. You're purifying yourself from toxic patterns, from thoughts and beliefs that are producing those heavy emotions of sadness, of misery, of anger and frustration and envy and judgment and comparison and so on. Not that those emotions are bad. All emotions have its purpose, their purpose. And it's important to know that. But if we don't know how to cope with them, how to accept all the sensations, we may lose ourselves there, right? If you don't have a map of at what kind of destination you want to go, you may lose yourself on that journey. And often we lose ourselves on that journey of life. That's why we all came here with a certain map. That's why people who experience an inner calling to do something that may be completely new, something that may be completely different from what they've been doing before, they said, it just feels like I already know what I need to do, even though you do something completely new. And it happened to me because I never thought I will be doing what I'm doing now. But it just felt like at every step of the way, I knew what I need to focus on. Even though I didn't have or had the knowledge and the experiences. It's like through synchronicities, you're led to where you need to be. But you need to freely decide to follow that path. Which means that with your willpower, you need to decide to kind of step outside of the matrix of the system that is kind of not allowing you to be who you came here to be. Matrix is all about distraction, right? All about bringing you and giving you all possible different external impulses, so you will be kind of distracted by them. But as you've decided to recognize more of what's really calling you, what's kind of saying to you that you don't want to live life the way you did before, like you don't want to spend your whole life at that job that you don't really like, or spending your time with people who don't really appreciate your worth. What part of you is actually saying that to you? Like, what part of you is reminding you of the truth? And how long are you willing to ignore that part of you, right? Because eventually it will get stronger. But if you're constantly ignoring it, at some point it will say, well, he or she's just not ready. That's why just only few people truly wake up from the matrix and they start creating new one, a divine one, right? A divine matrix, a great book by Greg Braden. And in case you are moving through that kind of an upgrade right now, I just want to remind you to develop certain beliefs into what you want to see in your life. So what it means? Well, it all comes to a shift in our mindset. Because we've been deeply programmed to think certain ways. So however you think right now, you've been not born with all those thoughts. That's conditioning. And at some point we start to recognize, well, most of the thoughts that I'm thinking most of the time are not really mine. So we need to recognize that most thoughts and beliefs that you think and have are not yours at all, right? So think about the things you really want to see in your life. What kind of beliefs could help you to have more faith for those things? And that is a work, because we need to develop some sort of a new way of thinking about life. And of course, eventually we recognize that if, for example, if I trust my inner voice, I don't need beliefs anymore because I just know that it will happen. But we need to form a new mindset that will help us to follow that journey, because at some point we may feel alone. We may feel like we are the only ones. In my family, I'm the only one. Maybe most of your friends are not deciding to do that. And at some point you may feel like you're alone. Of course, eventually you will meet new people. If that's happening to you, you will meet new people. You will find a community where you just feel accepted and fully appreciated. And for that, you need to upgrade your mind. And for upgrading our minds, we need to start feeding our minds with information that helps us to grow, right? Same as we feed our bodies with the right nutrition that helps our bodies to grow, to stay healthy. We need to feed our minds with information that helps us to grow, to expand, to be more of ourselves. That's why we are not just what we eat, we're also what we choose to consume with our mind. And that is an important understanding. Also, you may notice that your ability right now to trust and surrender has been put to the test. And I want to let you know that this is necessary for your soul evolution. Because deeper longer we are walking on that path of self-awakening, more we recognize that it's actually more about trust than believing. It's more about having that ability to fully surrender to the calling than just believing that all will be well. But eventually we need to find that out for ourselves. It's not just like I say that to you and you will understand it. It's like eventually you will know it. You will know it for yourself. I'm just sharing my experiences right now that can maybe help you to affirm or confirm that you're not going crazy, that you're actually just waking up, and that everything is actually happening in a universal alignment. It just means that your future self is so awakened already that it is calling you to become it, right? Your future self lives within you, right at this present moment, and it is calling you to become that greater you, wiser you, more conscious and aware and present you. And I want to remind you just to accept this journey, because as soon as we accept those unpleasant sensations, disturbing sensations, beneath them there's a gentle feeling that may say to you what you need to do. Like sometimes a random book will come to you, a random video, it seems random, will come to you. A random information and person will come to you. And you will notice that Just that thing just brought you a certain insight that completely changed your life, right? And I'm sure it happened to you before. So most probably you know what I'm talking right now. So my friends, I'm wishing you a beautiful path, a beautiful journey. I love you all, my friends. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. And thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. I draw my passion. You're all truly appreciated. Have a beautiful day. Till next time, one love.